Kanye West is a captivating figure in many ways. He doesn't care about what others think or say about him. When it comes to his music, he regularly tweaks and changes things with little regard to an established release date. Kanye has shown that he only releases a project when it seems perfect to him and isn't afraid to add or subtract to an album after its release. Like most artists, Ye is a vast collection of music, most of which we will never get to see as it is all a part of the artistic process, a process in which it is only natural for some things to be scrapped in favor of others. Anything that isn't meant to be shared to the world most likely won't be, at least in most cases.
Where'd you get that?
I found it.
Well, go find it again!
Just because something is scrapped and unreleased does not mean it has to stay that way forever, and in the case of Yandhi, it didn't. Yandhi was first unveiled on the 27th of September 2018, with a release date slated for the 29th. You see, 2018 was a good year for Kanye. He had not only released his own studio album, but had also released the joint project Kids See Ghosts with Kid Cudi, as well as executively producing Pusha T's album Daytona. Suffice to say, Kanye had a successful run that year, giving fans more than enough to chew on, but the fact that another album were to be released all in the same year was a cherry on top of a musical sundae. Yandhi, by its name and cover art, had been teased to be the sequel to the album Yeezus. Despite some clear similarities, the two albums actually seemed like polar opposites. As Yandhi boasted an almost gospel-like sound and futuristic aesthetic, Yeezus toted an experimental and industrial sound with a dark aesthetic. With all this, it was safe to say that fans were eagerly awaiting the soon-to-be arrival of Yandhi. Did Yandhi come out? Of course not. Saturday came and went, leaving Kanye fans everywhere feeling disappointed, a feeling that they would only become more and more familiar with in the coming years. This naturally led to speculation as to why the album had not dropped, to which Kanye announced that he would drop the album after finishing it in Uganda. After this, the release date was pushed back to Black Friday 2018, as was announced by Kim Kardashian's Twitter account. Now you would think 2 months would be enough for Kanye to release Yandhi, and with it cure cancer and solve world hunger. But
maybe we ought to tell our guy about the phony imposter.
You loony loofah! He is the imposter! We've been duped!
Duped!
Bamboozled!
We've been Speckledorfed!
That's not even a word and I agree with you!
after Kanye and Kid Cudi performed Kids See Ghosts at Camp Flog Gnaw, he felt that the album wasn't ready yet, writing in a tweet, quote, "It felt so good being on stage last night with my brother Cudi. After performing again, I realized the new album I've been working on isn't ready yet. I'll announce a release date when it's done. Thank you for understanding." We never got that release date. This all leads us into 2019, when on January 6th, the first Sunday service was held on Kanye's Calabasas, California property. After his polarizing political run in late 2018, Kanye pivoted his priorities to put God first. After about half a year of this, on August 29th, 2019, Kanye fans were once again teased with the promise of a new album in the form of a track list for what would be known as Jesus is King, with a release date on September 27th, 2019. This time, the release date came and went, without explanation. Nothing new. But just as this was beginning to look like it would become its own Yandhi situation, on October 20th, Kanye tweeted Jesus is King, with its release date being October 25th, only 5 days from its official unveil. And this time, things were different, because although it was a few hours later than midnight, Jesus is King finally dropped, and with it, cleansed everyone, everywhere, of their mortal sins. The album was alright. But most importantly, something was off. The songs on Jesus is King, they sounded familiar. A little too familiar. It was clear from the leaks of Yandhi in the studio version of Jesus is King that Yandhi didn't go anywhere. It wasn't scrapped or deleted or sent some downward spiral never to be seen again. It was reshaped into Jesus is King. It's clear from the instrumentals and lyrics that some tracks on Jesus is King were reworked Yandhi tracks. So that's it, right? That's the Yandhi Saga. Yandhi was turned into Jesus King, right? So that's it. Well, one has to ask themselves, why Yandhi? Why out of all of Kanye's unreleased albums is Yandhi so popular? Why or how has Yandhi managed to manifest such a community? I think Yandhi has this unique quirk with its existence. If you were to search Yandhi on YouTube, you would be met with countless of reworks, remixes, and re-uploads, what are essentially the same couple MP3 files. The album is so widely known that the human cantaloupe, Anthony Fantano, managed to give a review on one of the countless versions. No other unreleased album has ever managed to obtain such an aura around it, where it even has its own dedicated subreddit. In many ways, Yandhi is this living document that has been remixed and reworked so much that finding the original version is a complex job in and of itself. What Yandhi represents to me is a community effort to maintain and appreciate art. It's borderline insane to expect an album to drop every Friday at midnight, only to be disappointed time and time again. To this day, people still make countless versions of Yandhi and upload them to YouTube, only for them to be taken down and then for them to re-upload them again. Still, people are so infatuated by this album that they still create art, theories, and all sorts of things around its existence, or the lack thereof. Every day, hours upon hours of music are recorded and released, only for most to get little attention if any. Millions, if not billions, are poured into marketing and producing every year, only for an album never meant to come out to gain more clout. That's crazy. The story of Yandhi, at least to me, is an interesting one. Maybe I'm overthinking this and it's just a story of a bunch of crazy Kanye fans like me, but I think that never before has something that was never meant to see the light of day contract such an adamant fan base. In short, this has been a quick retelling of the Yandhi Saga. Thank you for watching.